Silk along the Silk Roads. It's so important it's in the name. By Preston, World Cultures. Silk was considered a luxury good during the Han Dynasty that had many advantages and took a long process and perseverance to make. Silk was traded along the Silk Roads from China to as far as Rome. Silk was first found in China, but also in Persia, Byzantine, and Syria. By the 1st century AD, Rome, Iran, and India were all in the silk trade. According to legend, Lezu the Empress was drinking her tea one day, and a silkworm cocoon fell off of a mulberry tree and into her tea. Lezu collected more of the cocoons and made them into a robe for her husband. The peasant women of the villages were the ones that made the silk. Other peasants harvested the items needed to make the silk, like the silkworm cocoons. Silk was a luxury good that was used to make clothes and other cloths. Silk threads would be woven into silk cloths, which would be woven into silk items. China tried to be the only ones to know about sericulture, the weaving of silk, and it became punishable by death to tell any foreigner about sericulture. But eventually the silk trade expanded, and many more places than China had sericulture. During the Han Dynasty, 202 BC to 221 AD, silk reeling and spinning was a household duty. First evidence of silk being considered a textile goes back to at least 5000 to 3000 BCE. The first finding of silk was in China, but evidence shows that Chinese traded silk with non-Chinese because there were also findings of silk textiles in many other places along the Silk Road, namely Persia, Byzantine, and Syria. Silk was made in a long process that took a lot of will to make. First you had to find a silkworm cocoon, or take care of a silkworm until they got to the cocooning stage. Then you took the cocoon and put it in boiling water to kill the silkworm inside and make the cocoon easier to unravel. Then you unravel the boiling silkworm cocoon, callousing and burning your fingers trying to unravel it. After you completely unravel this cocoon, you have one piece of silk string. You do this many more times to make your silk strings long enough to weave with many other long strings into one silk cloth. Then you weave lots of silk cloths together to make one silk garment. Silk was a luxury good because there were many good reasons to wear it. The reasons were that silk was lightweight, it made you cool in the summer, and made you warm in the winter. These traits made it easy to transport along the Silk Road and made it better to wear.